Guys, I am very excited right now, and that is because I finally got this. My New Jersey permit to carry a handgun. And it took me over a year to get this thing, and I wanted to share with you my experience going through all of the trouble that the state of New Jersey and other states like it put us through in order to exercise our Second Amendment, or I should do this, right? Second Amendment rights. Let's get to it. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to share with you my experience getting my New Jersey permit to carry a handgun. Now, this started in August of 2022. This is last year, a year and a half ago almost now. I went to qualify at Gun for Hire, a place that we all know and love. They respect the Second Amendment, and I felt like that was the perfect place to go. Frankly, the qualification at that time was fairly easy. It was, if I remember correctly, I think you had 50 shots and you had to hit 40 of them at varying lengths. And frankly, I didn't shoot for a little while before that, and it was very easy. I think I got 49 out of 50. It was very, very easy. I got my fingerprints taken. I got all of the forms that I needed. Now, at that time, all of the applications were going through the county courts and not the local police department. So keep that in mind. I put everything in through my police department, and they send it to my county. I live in Bergen County for what it's worth. And the county was overwhelmed completely with a ton of applications. Finally, it got to a point where I got something in the mail saying that I was denied. And the reason that I was denied was because I had a quote-unquote incomplete application. I rechecked the application that I submitted to them, and the best guess that I could have in regards to what would be considered incomplete or what would make my application incomplete. I'm self-employed, so I didn't put like my employer information. That's all that was blank on the application. But the denial letter told me I was denied, but that I still could go through and apply through my local police department. This was right around the time that the law actually changed, where it was going through the police departments anyway, and instead of the courts. So frankly, it's my educated guess that the court just declined me because they didn't want to deal with it, and they sent me to reapply through my local police department. Then I do actually start applying through my local police department. But the problem is my fingerprints and my training was already expired. So they made me go get all of that stuff again. And I had to pay for it, which was totally a violation of my rights as a US citizen. But regardless, I said, you know what? This is not gonna stop me. I'm going to continue and get this permit. So I went to redo my fingerprints, and I contacted Gun for Hire, and good on them. I explained my situation, and since the rules changed in regards to qualifications, they actually allowed me to go qualify, and I did not have to pay a second time since I used them the first time. So I couldn't recommend Gun for Hire enough if you're looking for even just a range to become a member or going to get your qualification. They were outstanding. So I go to Gun for Hire for the new training, the new qualification, and it is completely different than the first time. It was timed, and I had to shoot from all different angles and different positions, and even with my left hand. Frankly, I believe that any qualification to exercise a right in the Bill of Rights is a total dismissal and overreach on a God-given right. But regardless, we live in New Jersey. This is what we got to do. Okay, fine. So I passed the qualification. I get my fingerprints in. I have my application all ready to go. And then at the last minute, my police department actually says that the state changed the application process and it's all online now. So that whole application I just put together, which had all of my information on it and all of the forms that I made all of my references sign in person, those were completely irrelevant, and all I needed was their email address now. So once again, for the third time, I go online this time, and I submit my application to the state. Frankly, this was the easiest way to apply. It should have been like this from the beginning. That, as far as I know, has not changed since I got my carry permit, so that is still the way to go. I'm actually going to release a video pretty soon on step-by-step how to apply for a permit to carry a handgun here in New Jersey, but I'm kind of waiting for some of the rules and laws and guidelines to stop changing so much, because it seems like they change every single month. In fact, it was only a month ago, but they changed the qualifications again, where you're not having to be timed and you're not having to be shooting from a million different positions. So keep a lookout for that video. The biggest problem, the biggest hurdle that I was having during the original paper applications was that I had to go and get each reference to fill out a piece of paper and send it back to me or give it back to me. The online application was so much easier. I just put put down their name, their address, their email, and their phone number, and it was sent to them through email. And then I got an email when they completed, so I can keep track of who completed it and who did not. Once I had all of those references in, and my fingerprints were in, and everything else I needed, I would say it took maybe a little bit longer than a month until my local police department reached out to me by email and said that my application was approved and my permit was ready to pick up. Now, this was probably a month ago, and I have been carrying every day since. And frankly, being from New Jersey, this whole idea of carrying every day is a bit foreign. So far, I love it, but it's taking a lot of getting used to. Just to give you my setup here. So this is my setup as of right now. This is a Glock 19 in a TRex Arms Sidecar holster. And on it as well, I have a TLR 7A light from Streamlight. I picked this light because it's much smaller than something like an X300 or a TLR1, and I'm happy that I did, because even just the way this is right now with this smaller light, I couldn't imagine having an X300 Surefire sticking into my pelvis like this one already does. Like I said, I'm still new to this carrying stuff, so it's taking some getting used to, and I am learning a little bit of the tricks of the trades, things to make it a little bit easier, a little bit more comfortable. But I'm coming to the conclusion that carrying a big hunk of metal on the front of my belt every single day is not the most comfortable thing in the world, no matter what. It could be covered in a pillow and you're still gonna feel it, right? Honestly, I'm lucky enough to live in an area where, generally speaking, I don't have to worry too much about crime. There's not much crime around here. But that being said, the fact that I am able to protect myself and my family, and God forbid, others as well, if I have to in the case of an emergency, the fact that I am allowed finally to exercise my Second Amendment right here in a state like New Jersey is awesome. Now, they're going to keep fighting, and they're going to keep making it more difficult and more expensive to obtain one of these permits to carry. But if you're thinking about starting to carry a weapon here in New Jersey or in a state like it, I definitely recommend doing so. But you have to make sure, like anything else, that you're trained properly and you take it very, very seriously, because it's a very serious commitment and a serious responsibility to have something with so much power on you at all times. And keep in mind as well, and this was part of the qualification where New Jersey makes a place like Gun for Hire go through all of the ways that you can and can't use force. Just because you're going to be carrying a weapon every day does not mean you're invincible. You should always keep in mind risk mitigation. You should always be aware and have situational awareness wherever you are. This is by far, just make sure, by far, last resort is to use this weapon, because it's a lot of power. And in a state like New Jersey or California or New York, God forbid you're in a situation where you need to use it, they're going to come after you. No matter what, I promise you. So that is it for this video, guys. I appreciate you watching. Let me know in the comment section if you're here in New Jersey or a state like it and have started to carry every day. What are you thinking? Are you getting used to it or not? Is it comfortable? Is it uncomfortable? Or if you're thinking about it, drop a comment in the comment section down below. And yeah, we could talk about it a little bit. Appreciate it, guys, and I will see you next video.